Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you may be listening from. Welcome back to another episode of Cheeky Chip Chat. Paul, second time's a charm. We tried the stream a few minutes ago.
Second time's the charm.
Everything. We'll get there eventually. Paul, how are you doing today? How are you doing? How are you doing on this lovely Wednesday evening?
You know, I'm doing much better than A, 5 minutes ago, and B, way better than the last time we talked, Rahul.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, because you guys have actually won a game.
Won a few. Thank you very much, Premier League Manager of the Month. No big deal.
Seriously?
Whatever. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, how the standards have fallen. But anyway, Paul,
we can't give it to Pep and Klopp every that would
well,
right?
we gotta cycle the trophy around, you know.
We gotta give it to the Graham Potters of the world and the Mikel Artetas.
Otherwise, what do they have to manage for?
And the new
Let's be real. Paul, this is the first episode. I just realized the first episode that we're recording since the release of FIFA 22.
Yes, indeed.
A game which I am not gonna lie, I don't know if it's good for me. I don't know if it's good for me. I mean, I've even gotten to the point where I can play Call of Duty. Some kid, hits me with an RPG, whatever it is, riot shield, teabag, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, whatever. It's just a kid being a kid, right? But there is something about getting just like going against somebody parking the bus, counterattacks, 90th minute, you haven't scored a goal. He puts one in with the likes of Wissam Ben Yedder, and he wheels away and he does like the T-Rex celebration, the and he's dabbing on you, and then he hits you with one of these, and there's just so much anger. I don't know what it is. It just brings it out of me. I'm like, I don't know if I should play this game. I don't know.
I get that. I get that. I like it a little better than a 21. I think the mechanics suit my play style a little bit better.
Yeah.
As you know, I also changed up my formation for the first time in ever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes. Playing
moving
three at the
away
back.
Moving away from that 4-4-3 or 4-4-3, 4-4-2. No, 4-3-3. What
there
am
you
I talking about?
I was like, Paul's got
4-3-3.
Paul's got 12 players on the pitch. But no.
I was thinking about, I wanted to open some packs in this video just for the viewers, but we'll have to do it another time.
Yeah.
I'm not prepped for that right now. But yeah, man, I've been enjoying it a little bit.
I like the preview pack feature. I'm not gonna lie. I like the preview
Yes.
pack feature. Just because you can preview and get the experience of pack opening without actually having to open the pack and spend the money or the coins. Not gonna lie. I preview packed Romelu Lukaku, which is why I'm wearing his jersey again. And he's not doing too bad. He's not doing too bad for me. But yeah, I like the whole, like, not every pass will be completed. There's a little bit more imperfectness to the game in terms of, kind of battling for the ball in midfield and things like that. But I absolutely hate going one-on-one with a keeper and they just save every single shot. Like, what was the point of me fashioning this opportunity if they're going to save every single shot? And now they released their first patch today, so we'll see, how it goes. But
we'll have to look at those game patches.
Yeah, they've said that they've made keepers at least a little bit worse.
All right, well, that's fair.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see.
So you got Lukaku up front now? Is that?
I got Lukaku up front. I've reworked the whole team, Paul. I'm playing a 4-3-3. I've got the one where you've got the center forward instead of the out and out striker. I've got Jadon Sancho on the right wing. I've got Eden Hazard on the left wing. I've got a midfield of Modric, Kovacic, and Saul, because I packed him as a once to watch.
Yeah.
So I got him. And then my back line is Jordi Alba, Ruben Diaz, just because I got him in one of those pre-order packs. Azpilicueta, and my right back is Nelson Semedo.
You went
And then
with
I've got David De Gea.
a Premier League La Liga mix. I went with a Bundesliga La Liga
And I
mix.
feel, oh yeah. That was an interesting one that you said that you were doing. You were mixing up,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
German and the Spanish league, which is hard to do.
Yeah,
Premier League La Liga is
that
pretty easy.
Tony Cruz is crucial. Tony Cruz and Ter Stegen crucial to
Yeah,
my
your two little
success.
Germans playing.
Dude, I don't know what it is, and we'll get into the game here, everybody. I promise. All right, I promise. But I don't know what it is, but Tony Cruz seems to be so much better in 22 than he was in 21.
I think they've taken the step of like kind of nerfing everyone's speed like to another level
Mm-hmm.
in this game, and so that's what makes, like, they obviously downgraded his pace, but they downgraded everybody else's pace. So relatively, he's able to play, because it was getting a little ridiculous in the other FIFAs. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll have much to say about FIFA.
Moving forward, yeah.
Yeah, over the next year, as we continue to play and rage at the screen. But let's get into the match, the topic at hand, as it were. Liverpool versus Manchester City at the Cop, at
Was
Anfield.
wasn't it nice to just watch a game, no pressure, no nothing, no. Well, for you, I mean, you have everything riding on this game, all the pride in the world. But for me, I've got no pride riding in this game because none of our rivals are in this game. And wow, like what a show
the,
in
co-
the second half.
the genius of that comment is it simultaneously just craps all over me while bantering yourself to the point that I can't even respond. It's like I just feel sorry for you. It's like this. I don't even know what to say other than I hate this game. I hate this game every year. This game comes on twice a year, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's one of the greatest days in English football," and I'm like, "No, it's not, because I want them both to lose." I actually kind of got my way here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't be happier with this result.
Well, I could have been happier. They could have scored none.
0-0,
But,
yeah.
Yeah. It looked like I was going to get my way there in the first half as we get into this. Let's go into the formations first before we,
Of course.
as we always do. Let's start with Liverpool, Paul. Pretty standard.
Yeah.
James Milner coming in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Was it an injury or was it was an injury, right? That's
Yep,
why he wasn't playing.
injured Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah,
Milner coming in.
James
Yeah.
Milner coming in there, right back. Curtis Jones playing in midfield. Alongside the mainstays is the word I was looking for. Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Sorry, my notes tablet is just kind of deciding it's going to go to sleep here. And then of course Mane and Salah up front on the wings, and Diogo Jota through the middle. A theme we're going to talk about here in a second, Paul, about the strikers that both of these teams are playing. But any thoughts on the Liverpool lineup?
Very standard. Obviously, I think if Trent is out, then the next up is Klopp trusts Milner more than most of his team, I think. And I think Milner is that utility player to their detriment in this game, actually.
Really?
But usually,
Okay.
well, I mean, think about the both goals scored by, well, the first goal, let's say, scored by City, right? Which we'll get to. I think Milner's a little at fault there, but I think Milner's the obvious choice there for both wing backs. If Robertson's out,
If they
Milner
get
usually
injured, yeah.
plays there. Trent Alexander-Arnold, same thing, and he can always play in the midfield as well. So I didn't think it was too shocking of a lineup from Liverpool. Diogo Jota up front, okay, more playing actually that false nine position that you would actually normally see Pep play a player in, right? I think that Diogo Jota obviously has that distributing ability, maybe not the finishing ability of, let's say, a Bobby Firmino. But right, but I think that
We're not going to go into
having
my
him up
thoughts
front.
on Bobby Firmino because I've talked at length about this show about how I don't think he's very good. But
Well, do you think? All right, that's fair. But do you think Diogo Jota is a better number 9 for Liverpool right now?
I think they're both crap, to be honest
Because
with you.
I know
and
your
that's why
opinions of Diogo Jota, and I know
they're both
you hate
crap,
him
and
too.
that's kind of getting into what we're going to talk about, which is how the heck are these teams playing so well when they don't have strikers? Doesn't make any sense. It's
I know
crazy.
it must really pain you. Must really pain you having finally figured out your number 9 situation.
Oh, I know. I
And
was
just
gonna say, I
not
was like, well, we
doing well.
decided Ronaldo, so it's fine.
But yeah, so I think it's a very standard Liverpool lineup. I mean, this lineup hasn't really changed in 4 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And then we're gonna move into Man City's lineup.
Now this one's interesting.
This one is interesting. Backline pretty standard. Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo. Midfield playing Bernardo Silva where he should be playing, in midfield. You know, I really like this. Rodri playing at defensive midfield as a holding midfielder. KDB in his his normal
Loading number 10
loading.
goal. Yep.
You know how he is. And then we've got a quite a fluid front three, if I have to say, Paul, because I don't want to really give any of these guys a position because they rotate as they should quite well. A combination of Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, and Gabriel Jesus. Your thoughts?
Well, obviously, when you see Gabriel Jesus in a lineup, you expect him to be the out-and-out number 9. But I think what Pep has realized, and actually, what's the Brazilian coach's name? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Isn't it? It starts with a T, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think I might have a little Portuguese kind of ring to it. But we'll go
Tite.
with Tite.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
Yeah. So they realized that Gabriel Jesus's delivery of the ball into the box has been pristine. Okay, we've seen it time and time again now this season with Man City, and every time they go on an international break, Gabriel Jesus is assisting and not actually the one scoring for Brazil. So I think this is the role that we're going to start seeing Gabriel Jesus moving forward with. Now, you pay $100 million for a person, you're going to try to fit him into your lineup, okay? And luckily for Pep, Jack Grealish can play that false 9 role that he likes so much. So I think that was the thought process behind having him up front there, right?
I say it's almost like that's why they bought him.
I know. Almost. And I think the brilliance of having these 3 specific players up front is exactly what you talked about. They can rotate so easily because, well, Gabriel Jesus is naturally number 9, right? Jack Grealish is naturally a winger, right? Phil Foden has played they can all switch out exactly the way they need to. And I think that becomes a huge asset.
It's almost like after getting schooled by Ollie last year, and so many times he picked up the rotating forwards trick. That's how we roll. That's how we roll, baby. I'm very familiar with forwards that you have no idea where they're supposed to be. Now, whether that's tactics or just vibes remains to be seen.
Yeah. I think there's a different situation going on here.
But it's fine. Let's get into the game. Liverpool had home field advantage. Now, I hate that song. Okay, I understand the beauty that some people see in it. I hate it. Okay, I hate listening to it. But I will say it created a rapturous atmosphere. We'll say that. It was just incredible. Just captivates you. Couldn't take your eyes off the game. Liverpool definitely, at least for the opening minutes of the game, tried to use that to their advantage, as one would, right? Your fans create that atmosphere. You try and strike early. you try and impose yourself as the home team as much as you can, for as long as you can before the other team inevitably goes into the game. Uh, Once City grew into the game, Paul, I mean, we're just talking strictly in the first half. I mean, there was no stopping them. It just
Absolutely
kept
dominant
coming.
performance. Yeah. Absolutely dominant performance. And, I was shocked when we went into the half 0-0.
Well,
Right?
that's
Because,
what I'm saying. They're going to be kicking themselves because they could have gone into halftime 3-0 up at
yeah.
least. At least. I
And
mean, let's talk for a second because we can't go this whole match review without talking about Bernardo Silva's run in the 20th minute, where he spins around and dribbles away from 3 Liverpool players and then runs the entire back 4 with the 3 people he's just dribbled. It's literally 7 Liverpool players surrounding the man. And then he just plays a cheeky side pass out to, was it Sterling or Foden? It was, I forget who it
Foden.
was. It Foden? It was Phil Foden.
Sterling wasn't playing.
Okay. Oh, sorry. It was Phil Foden. You're right. We just talked about that. Phil Foden. I was visualizing in my head who misses sitters, and I was Raheem Sterling. But it lands. Thank you. Lands to Phil Foden, who really should have hit it first time on his left foot, unable to get the finish off. But that's a classic chance gone wasted. And in games like this against quality opposition, which I hate to say, but Liverpool are. That's you got to finish chances like that. And there was chance after chance after chance. De Bruyne missing a couple of times, once with his head, once kind of narrowly missing the post. It was like one of those games where I always say that if you have a period of dominance and you don't score, it will come back and bite you. Right? It always happens. It never fails. Football has a way of doing that with momentum, that if you continue to not score and not capitalize, it will in some way, shape, or form come back and bite you.
I think there are 2 teams in the league at which that amount of pressure won't break. And one of them is Liverpool.
Who's the other one?
Yeah, the other one's Chelsea, just if you're curious.
I was going to say well, yeah, because Chelsea withstood an onslaught from Liverpool with 10 men, as we saw, and they didn't lose. So
and it comes down to organization and tactics. I think a lot of that is drilled into them via the coach, and also I think it's so crucial. Now I don't know how much Thiago Silva has actually played for Chelsea this year, but it's so crucial to have someone like that in your back line, like a Van Dijk or a Thiago Silva.
And I gotta be honest, Joel Matip, I used to give him crap before he was playing with Virgil van Dijk. I used to say, this guy, who the heck is this guy? Like, right, who is this guy? I think he has really become a great defender.
Yep.
Like a great defender.
Oh yeah.
I mean those two, the whole Liverpool team. Now, granted, I'm going to give them credit on the defensive side of the ball for keeping City out the entire first half. I am also going to ream them for the quality or lack thereof of pass that they played to try and get out of it, to try and get out of the press. Now, granted, you can give credit to City's pressing, but come on. I mean, they couldn't string 2 passes together. They were rattled in all over the place at home.
I think part of it is that they didn't have the out of having Trent Alexander-Arnold in the lineup. I think part of Liverpool's success comes from having Robertson and Alexander-Arnold as an option to play the ball wide, especially if it goes to either Henderson or Jones, or if it goes all the way up to Salah and Mane. They can kind of play that ball between the 3 of those people, and they can really kind of get out of those bad situations. Without Trent Alexander-Arnold, you have the out on the one side, but really Milner doesn't have the speed as a full wing back to really impact the game the way Trent Alexander-Arnold does. So I think
like you said, like Robertson does on the other side. I 100% agree with you, and I want to give credit to James Milner because defensively, at least in the first half, class, absolutely class. Very important to Liverpool keeping a clean sheet in that first half. So I did want to give him credit, even though we will talk about how he maybe should have been sent off, perhaps. But yeah, in the first half, really nothing major to talk about. Just kind of waxing lyrical about how how well City controlled the game and how I guess Liverpool were resilient. I guess that's what we praised
Yeah.
there. Um,
I think after the first half, just City's going to feel hard done by in the whole game because of that first half.
100%, 100%. Second half.
Totally
This
different
is the
game.
importance of having a good manager. Right here. This is the importance of having a good manager. You always say the manager can't go out on the pitch and score the goals. You're right. You're absolutely right. But the manager can dig into his players, make a tactical adjustment, and have his team come out in the second half looking completely different. I mean, they came out swinging
Yeah.
after being dominated the way they had. I mean, they came out absolutely swinging, confidence. I was like, where did this come from? Where did this come from? And I did. I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't want to give too much away because we have a whole show to go through. But yeah, it's just I mean, credit to Jurgen Klopp for whatever the heck he did at halftime. I don't know what he said. But the passing was sharper, pressing was better, positionally. I mean, it was great.
Yeah, I think they knew what they needed to do, and that was to get Sane and not Sane, Mane and Salah. Sorry, combine the two
Hey,
names
you're
there,
fine.
right? And thought of another soccer name, soccer player. Um, that they are the ones that needed to start getting some work done,
Mm-hmm.
and that's exactly what happened. They started getting the ball to them. They started attacking players as they do, and it led directly to both goals.
Definitely playing the ball
Absolutely.
into those wide channels was crucial for them. On the counter, I mean the first goal, the build up to the goal is like three passes.
Yeah, it
It's
was lightning.
it's not this intricate like we're gonna play our way through, man. It's like no, we're just gonna run at you and see what happens. Do you want to talk about the goal?
I mean, I think we should go right into it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Go ahead and talk us through the goal.
So Salah picks up the ball. This is the one where Cancelo steps in and completely misses him, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So Salah picks up the ball directly from I think it was Milner that passes.
Well, I
it.
mean, he technically Cancelo stepped in and missed it on the second one, but
Right. That's the one I'm talking about, where he legit steps in and Mo Salah just completely jukes him out, right, and
Yeah.
then opens up that lane, right.
Yeah.
So Salah gets the ball, goes in. Mane makes a great run, a great supporting run that either does two things, Rahul. Right? It either draws the defense in with him, giving Salah more room, or what happened is the defense actually stepped to Salah, played the through ball right in, okay? And you're always gonna want Mane on in that ball, right? Perfect. I thought he was gonna chip the keeper. Would have been a great for this show. Great advertisement for this show. Little cheeky chip, but no, puts it away clinically, far post. Okay, and it's exactly what you said. It was so lightning quick that it didn't take too many passes. Salah got it. Salah took someone on, got him done. Mane made the run, the exact right run. I think if he runs to the other side of that defender, it was probably Laporte or Ruben Diaz. If he runs to the other side of him and doesn't try to break that space between Cancelo and Laporte, not a goal. But it's right there on Salah's left foot. He can chip it in, kind of go right around the defender, put Mane right on it. He's going to finish it every time. And it's exactly what happened, Raul. And it changed the course of the game. The cop went crazy. The whole stadium went crazy. Pep was worried. I could tell.
Really showcased Salah in this game showcased his attributes as a complete attacker. Even approaching 30, he can still skin you, play world-class balls, and finish world-class chances. And that's what you need. That's what you need. That's how you get around not having an out-and-out striker who's world-class. That's how you do it. Is you have two wingers who are incredible. and you let them play off of each other. And like we said, he let them run. He let the horses run free in the second half, and it was a fantastic goal in world class pass to Sadio Mane, and he's finishing that every single time. Every single time he's finishing that. So I mean, props to him. 1-0. And then we have to give credit to the mentality of Manchester City, because it's easy to be gut punched, like I was talking about in FIFA, right? Like when you're dominating, and all of a sudden the other team goes and scores, it's a gut punch every single time. It's like, are you kidding me? I have done everything right. Technically, you haven't, you didn't score. But I've done everything right in theory to this point. I've followed my plan to a T. I've had them on the ropes, and all of a sudden something changes, something clicks, and I'm down 1-0. Mentality can either collapse, or you can say, we are a great team. Let's go do something. And the class and the mental fortitude of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne to not rush in a counter-attacking situation, not rush a pass to Gabriel Jesus out on the right. The wherewithal of Gabriel Jesus to not be selfish and drive straight into the box, or try and have some kind of ridiculous shot from 20 yards by yourself. Instead, to pick out a precision ball into an open Phil Foden, and for Phil Foden to have the confidence to finish the shot from that angle with that level of, I guess, clinicality, if that's a word. Mm-hmm. World class. Absolutely world class. And I hate this team. Let's be let's be very clear. I hate this team. But that goal, I have to give props to the entire team, because it was like the decision making and the mental strength to be like, don't rush, be deliberate. We know what we're doing, and we're good enough to do this. It was class. It was class.
Yeah, I don't know if you have it up, or the statistics of it. Do you know the XG on that shot?
I will pull it up right now.
But while you're pulling it up, I completely agree. I think that's what the asset of having Kevin De Bruyne in your midfield is. Okay? And it's also the asset of knowing how to use Gabriel Jesus as well, as we talked about at the beginning of the show, right? Knowing that he is now going to be a facilitator of the ball rather than your primary striker, right? They played that ball to Phil Foden all night. Okay? Phil Foden could have had 2 goals from that exact same movement if it wasn't for Liverpool having Alisson in goal. Okay? He, in the second half, roasted Milner every single time. I don't know what happened that Milner kept getting brought into the midfield and brought into closer to the center. But
that may have been one of the tactical adjustments they made to try and get back in the game.
Possibly. Right? And, that was to their detriment, because Phil Foden took full advantage, as he should, of that space.
Yeah.
He doesn't finish it without that space. If Milner's there and close to him,
he's going to cut out. He's going to cut out the pass anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he cuts out the pass. He cuts out
applies pressure or something. Yeah.
Or the pressure just that's a hard shot to hit. The only reason you're hitting it is if you have the space to just put the power that Phil Foden had behind it.
0.06.
Crazy.
Actually, I will tell you what the XG of each team was at the end of this. Once we're done, I don't want to tell you. I'll tell you at the end. But this one was 0.06. Shall we get into the world-class goal that was then scored? I mean, this is why this was a fantastic game. It was like it was haymakers from both sides, and just when you thought it couldn't be more world-class. I mean, Mo Salah is like, okay, yeah, I can throw out assists, but I can score goals too, guys.
Solo.
You want to walk? Someone walk?
I can dribble like 5 people, and score a goal. The final cut in he does to put it onto his right foot to score that goal, Rahul. So Mo Salah pretty much solos this entire goal, everybody. Okay? He picks it up. This is the one where Cancelo steps in, right?
Well, yeah, that's what
And
I'm
he
saying. He stepped in on both of them, but yes,
Oh, okay.
he really steps in and tries to tackle him, and he gets done.
And
And
then it's
Salah
free.
ends up on the wrong side of him, and I'm like, oh, somehow this is ending up in the back of the net. I don't know how. I had vibes of like Liverpool against Spurs. You remember that game where he won the Puskás Award for a goal that frankly should not have won the Puskás Award for,
Not
if we're
that
being
reason.
real. But
That's
that's
for
beside.
sure.
I'm not still salty about that, but that's besides the point. But I had vibes of that goal, and I was like, something tells me this is going in the back of the net.
It was very Messi-esque the way he
Was.
dribbled through that defense. Like very, very honestly. And I think, you know, in these big games, Rahul, you need your big players to step up. And both sides, it happened for both sides today. But I think that's what makes the difference between great teams and great players. It's just, can you step up in the moment?
Yeah.
Okay? And
100%.
oftentimes, great players do. And that's exactly what happened here. Mo Salah put the team on his back, realized that this is going to be a tough game to win. Got it done. Got it done. And that's it. That's all you need to really know, because that's all there needs to be said. He saw the opportunity and he got it done.
The angle of the finish.
What's the XG?
Ridiculous. Actually, the XG is higher than I thought it would be. It's 0.16, and I think that's just because it's in proximity.
Mm-hmm.
But like the angle was impossible, and he smashed it. Like there's no saving that. He smashed it where nobody's saving it. It catches the net just on the, it catches the net just before it hits the post, and it's just like, how the close control, the agility, the balance to get a shot off like that. His world class. I was ready to stand up and clap, then I realized Liverpool scored. So,
But I mean, Anfield goes crazy. You think Liverpool has done it,
and again, mentality wise, you've climbed the mountain, you've made steps to climb the mountain, and you feel an avalanche on top of you again for the second time, and you still dig in. And you say, no, there's something in this for us. You gotta give credit to the mentality. I mean, you can tell that both of these teams have won titles because it's that kind of
champions. Yep.
It's that championship mentality of, I don't care if they scored. We back ourselves.
Yeah,
we
believe
believe
are
in
good
ourselves.
enough to get this
Yeah,
done.
we are good. We believe that we know that we are good enough to get this done. And that's what City did again. 5 minutes later, literally did not even last five. It was 5 minutes later.
But again, it's another world-class player stepping up in a time of need with another world-class goal.
And we can talk. I don't want to hear. I really don't want. I don't. And I'm defending Man City here. I don't want to hear about how Raheem Sterling is passive offsides on this goal. I don't want to hear it. He's not obstructing Alisson's vision. He's not obstructing Alisson's ability to make a play on the ball. It cannons off of Matip on its way in. So I don't want to hear about passive offsides and the goal being disallowed. Yeah, it's like he's not interfering with the play in any way, shape, or form.
No, I think lucky bounce off Matip right into it, right?
But it's being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
It's knowing it's that whole the harder you work, the luckier you get. And it's like, I know where I need to be. Like the world-class players somehow, some way will find themselves where they need to be in the key moment. And KDB finds himself on the edge of the box where he needs to be as the ball falls to him, and he goes,
yeah,
I've hit a few in my day from around here. I've hit a few in my day, Paul. Yep. He's hit a few with his left foot. I had to check.
Yeah. I think again, and I sound like I'm repeating myself, right? It's the wherewithal to know that it is the 81st minute against Liverpool and you are down 1. You need to make something happen. Why not take a shot?
Yeah, it's outside the box.
Yeah.
It's
That
outside
that
the
is
box.
that is not a shot that, unless you are playing with extreme confidence, that you are taking on and think you can make.
Yeah.
In that moment, down 2-1 to Liverpool at Anfield. And he gets it done.
And you can call it. It's not. I don't chalk this down to individual brilliance. I chalk this down to team mentality, tactics, creating situations that benefit the players that are playing in the game. That's how I kind of, because sure, there are some moments where you're like, yeah, you stepped up, but it's a moment of individual brilliance. This is a moment of like for both teams. These were moments of, the team played well and created a scenario in which X was able to happen. Sure, a player did a world class thing, but it's not a moment of individual brilliance and like, oh, that player won the game, or well, I mean, not won the game, but it's not like that player is the reason why it happened.
I don't know. Salah's goal.
Salah's goal. Fair enough, but
but everything else, no, I totally
everything
agree.
leading up to that. My point. So I want to give credit. I want to give credit to both of these incredible teams, and to both of these managers, because even after the game, you saw they were both like, they don't like each other, but they both like, I'm pretty sure they both like gave each other a hug, and they like, they were like, that was a good game.
Like each other. Pep was singing Klopp's praises, Pep was singing Klopp's praises before this game.
Yeah. No. I mean from like a rivalry perspective.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Of course they respect each other and all of that. I get that, but I mean, even after the game, like, these two are just like, well, that was a hell of a game. That's all you could say after something like that. So, it was fascinating to watch. The first half, again, City were kind of dominant. Game. But the second half is just, one of the best halves of football we're gonna see.
That's why you love watching soccer, because you get a half like that and two absolute European powerhouses too.
So, Paul, would you like to know what the XG for each team was?
I would like to know,
because the game ended 2-2.
I do.
The XG for Liverpool. Would you like to guess what it was?
Is it out of 100 or is it out of 1?
We'll do 1.
1. Let's go with like 0.15.
It wasn't that bad. It was 0.95.
Okay. So they at least deserve 1 goal almost. Okay.
Yeah. Man City. Again, score was 2-2. Man City's XG. For all of the chances they created in the first half, mind you. All of the chances they created in the first half.
0.8?
1.04.
Okay, they do. Okay.
So
they have one goal that they should have scored.
Well, that's my point, is for all their dominance, quality of chances created, according to the algorithm, not great. According to quality of chances. Now, whether they have the world-class players that should have finished them, different story. But still, at the end of the day, overperformed.
What was City's best chance?
City's best chance?
Yeah.
It was the Phil Foden shot that I was talking about. The Bernardo Silva, he should have hit that first time and he didn't.
The one that Alisson saves?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was. And that was the goal I was talking about. Or that was the play where I was talking about, that Milner again was caught out.
Yeah. On that side, you're right.
Yeah.
And Liverpool's highest XG chance was Sadio Mane's goal.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, sure, it makes sense.
No,
No, but I would have bet a lot of money that it was that Bernardo Silva to Foden to Alisson save. Yeah. Interesting. Don't you love statistics, everybody? Don't you love
I've
statistics?
got something in the works. It's actually finished being built. I just have to figure out how we're gonna deploy it on the show. But I've got a nice little analytics thing that I've built based off of a lot of this data. So we'll deploy that in the next few weeks. It'll be fun.
All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be cool. But until then, Paul.
Yeah.
Top 4 predictions. The reason I waited to do this is because you can make predictions after the transfer window ends and everybody's hyped and everybody's super positive and everybody's like, oh, it's a new season, so positive. But like, you haven't actually seen anybody play. Like Liverpool, for example, are way different this season than they were last season. So like, there probably was a lot of positivity around Arsenal. So we wanted to make sure that we had a sample of games, and I think 7 out of 38. It's a little less than 20% of the season is over, but it's still early enough that I think we can make a prediction without being like, oh, we knew that was going to happen. Right? It's still pretty tight at the top. So your top 4 prediction in order. What are your thoughts? Who do you think is gonna? Let's start from the bottom. Start from 4th place. I don't have it build it up to a winner.
I have difficulty with this, Rahul, because until recently I thought it was obvious. And I think I'm still going to go, and I think it's going to match yours as well, by the way.
Yeah.
And I think I'm still have to go.
Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it same time? Like we just say 1, 2, 3, and then we say who we think it is in each spot.
Fine, I'll do it. All right, all right. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't think we're gonna have the same one. Let's go for it.
All right.
So in 4th place, are you ready?
4th place. Yep. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1.
Manchester United.
All right, we're on the same page.
It's so tough for me to put them there though, because they've been just so lackluster recently that I don't think they can. Well, it's just compared to everybody else.
That's my point. It's compared to everybody else. I'm like,
I need you to know, I considered West Ham. I really did.
If we don't come 4th with this team.
Well, I mean, you're drawing games that you shouldn't be drawing
I know.
anyway, right?
Oh, believe
me,
I know.
That's the only reason that I was like, can they sustain this for an actual? Okay, so
we are missing our best, arguably. Well, not including Ronaldo or Bruno. We're missing our best player right now.
Who are you missing?
Marcus Rashford.
Okay.
He had surgery. He hasn't played at all this season. He's like his first game back is going to be after the international break. Now, if he comes back and we're still this crap,
You think Marcus Rashford is your 3rd best player? Really?
Probably.
No, not Varane. Not.
Well, okay. Now, I haven't seen Rashford play in a team with Varane and the likes of our new signings. I just figured Ronaldo's got to go. Ronaldo's got to go up there. You got to put Bruno up there.
That's top 2 for me for sure. Right?
I don't trust anybody else in the midfield. I don't trust any of the defenders, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe Varane. I haven't seen enough from him in a United shirt yet to call him, one of our best players. And De Gea's 4th.
Fair enough.
So,
yeah. All right. So 3rd place. Third place.
3rd place.
Okay. Yeah. 3rd place.
Okay.
All right. You do the countdown. I got you.
3, 2, 1. Man
Liverpool.
City. Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Well, I'm assuming that I know what 2nd place is then.
Okay.
Do you have Liverpool in 2nd?
I don't.
Do you have Liverpool winning the league?
I have Liverpool winning the league, yeah. I have
Liverpool that means you have Chelsea in
winning
2nd.
the league. I have Chelsea in 2nd.
Wow.
And I think it'll come down to like the last 2 weeks between those two.
Okay, so is it like the top 3 just run away with it and then United are just like stuck in 4th?
United are stuck hanging on to 4th. With like West Ham like
yeah, it's West Ham, you like that
West Ham in 5th. Please. Liverpool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Whoa. I would have had Chelsea. I would have had Chelsea. I really would have. Okay. Liverpool. I thought they were done after last season. I thought they were done, right? But the more I watch them, the more I start to think that it was just like the injuries decimated the mentality of the team. Now, granted, it is very possible the injuries will decimate the mentality of the team again this season, right? It's still early.
But that could be said for anybody.
It
Right?
could see that's my point. That's why I'm not
Yeah.
assuming that's going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, I'm saying the more I see of Liverpool, the more I start to see the resilient grind out results. Mo Salah tearing everybody apart, Sadio Mane tearing everybody apart. Um, resilient defense. Like there's,
Yeah.
I don't see them. I don't see them not having the most points at the end of the season. Chelsea, incredible team. I could very well be wrong. I mean, I will accept it. I will accept it as a win if Chelsea. Like I'm by a win. I mean, like I'll say like it's a toss up for the top two between the top two of Chelsea and Liverpool.
To your point, Liverpool is the only team that hasn't lost a game yet.
Maybe that's why I'm so hot on them, because I'm like, I can't think of a team that's beating them, and maybe it's because they haven't lost yet.
You're not talking like an invincible run.
Well, I mean, if I believe me, I'm the last person that wants to see it. I don't want this to happen. This is what I think is going to happen. Is I think Liverpool are going to pip Chelsea to the title. I do. Now, if Chelsea can come up with the points at the end of the season and they beat Liverpool to the title, cool. I can totally see that happening. But I can tell you one thing: I don't see Man City winning the title.
No,
I don't.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't even. I mean, granted, the top three are going to run away with it, but I don't think City are going to be close. I think they'll be at least 2 or 3 games behind at the end. Maybe 3 or 4 games behind at the end. I just don't. I don't trust
City's defense for some reason.
And his defense is suspect. For some reason, even though the forwards experiment was interesting against Liverpool, it just, I don't buy it. I don't know what it is. I don't buy it.
What are your bonus 5th, 6th picks? Just out of curiosity, do you have any idea? West Ham, right?
West Ham is coming in. Okay. West Ham is coming in 5th place.
Okay.
Do I wanna pick 6th? I'll put Spurs there.
Okay.
I'll put Spurs there. Just
that's fair.
They have to go somewhere.
They can go. They can go 7th,
behind
8th,
Arsenal.
9th, 10th, 11th, whatever you want.
They can go 18th, 19th.
I'll be bold. I'll be bold. Since like none of this has been a hot take yet, I'll be bold. I'll put Arsenal in 6th.
What?
Yeah. Manager of the month, baby.
Oh man. If you guys somehow finish above us, I don't know what I'll do.
Oh no.
No. I'm saying it could happen, because it could happen. Anything could happen.
I mean, anything could happen.
Anything could happen. So we'll see. I can't believe I just predicted on this show that Liverpool will win the freaking league.
Yeah,
but,
I can't believe it either, man.
I think it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna be happy.
You're riding that red wave, not the blue wave.
I'm not riding a red wave. I'm not. I'm just sitting here looking and seeing what I think is gonna happen. All I'm saying is that baseball is going to hit the window. Do I want the baseball to hit the window? No. But the trajectory of that baseball is that it's going to hit that window.
Now that I'm thinking about it, haven't lost a game. Scored the most goals this season, 17 goals for. 2 more than Chelsea has 15.
I tell you, I'm more scared of going to Anfield than I am of going to the Etihad right now. You ask me today? Yeah.
I mean, ask you today, ask you at any point in history of soccer, I would always be more scared to go to Anfield than the Etihad.
I don't know about any point ever, but yeah, you definitely right now. Yeah, I don't want to play Liverpool right now.
Fair enough. Well, I'll put a poll out and see how many people agree with you and how many people agree with me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Well, hold on. And before we end.
Yeah.
Why don't you explain your reasoning behind Man City not winning the league?
Like I said, I don't trust their defense.
The defense.
Yeah, I think in the long run, just like look at Cancelo this weekend. Look at the way Liverpool tore them apart. I think Chelsea can do that. Okay, I know they played each other just recently,
And got
and I
wrecked,
know
but yeah.
and got wrecked, but like I think they have the ability to do that. I think Ollie's always had Pep's number, but I think United have the ability to break down that back line. I think when you look around the league, I trust Liverpool and Chelsea's defense more than I trust City's defense.
That's kind of how I went about this. I was like, and I know it's more than about how you match up against the top
Mm-hmm.
six, or the big teams, because so many points are come from the smaller teams and from the quote easier games. But I just kind of went about it like, who do I not want to play right now, and how much
Yeah.
do I not want to play them? And right now, after the 7 games that have happened, I don't want to play Liverpool. I don't want to play Chelsea, but I don't want to play Liverpool more. So I have them winning the league. So
And I also think that City is not as deep as they once were. I know that seems weird because they have so much money and they have all these great players, but like if Ruben Diaz and Laporte go down, they have Nathan Ake and John Stones in the back line.
doesn't exactly instill fear in you, does it?
That's all I'm saying. Right? I mean, the same could be said for Liverpool, right?
Same could be said about a lot of teams,
whatever,
in
right?
terms of-
Sure. But I think it comes down to defense for me. I think all three have such capable attacks that it comes down to the defense part of it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. I very much hope
Sure.
that I'm wrong. But
But like I said, I will put a poll out at Cheeky Chip Chat
I think
on Twitter.
that there's going to be another manager who is going to have a few Premiership titles. I hope he's doing well in Roma, man. I'm not paying attention to Serie A as much right now, but I really hope that I hope he's doing well at Roma. I saw him. I told you about it. We talked about it on the show. I saw him on a train eating a pizza after a game, and I was like, good old little Jose. I feel so good that he's happy again. How are they?
They are in 4th place right now.
Yeah, let's go.
So they are. I mean, Juventus is playing terribly this year, so they're in 7th. But yeah.
Shouldn't have sold Cristiano Ronaldo. But anyway, pretty much. All right, man. I think that's going to do it for today. Would you like to tell everybody where they can find us and interact with content?
Follow us at Cheeky Chip Chat on Instagram and Twitter. Follow us on or like us on Facebook at just Cheeky Chip Chat, no at. Go check out cheekychipchat.com. Okay, you can get to know us a little bit. Check out our bios there. Just drop a like on this video. Hit that up. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, hit the bell so you know when we are going live. And that's really it. Follow me at Cheeky Borscht on Twitter. I'm not gonna spell it this time. I can't spell it every single time, Rahul. But yeah, follow us at Cheeky Chip Chat. Yeah, follow us at Cheeky Chip Chat on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Go check out the website. Got you.
And you can follow me on Twitter at the Rahooligan. And again, don't forget to smash a like on the video. It really helps us out. Until next time, we have international break, so if we're not back next week, we'll be back the following week with a match review and some news. But until then, we hope that you chips will